What's going on, guys? My name is Moe, and this is my part 2 of my Battlefield commentary. Now, part 1 was yesterday. If you haven't seen that, please check that out. But this is part 2 on my game of Rush. Now, what is going down in this game, just to briefly get it to you, is I've got a very disappointing team and squad, and they are struggling to make a push on these 2 bombs. But I'm pretty sure we get this site. But it's all basically solo rushing from me, trying to push and getting the bomb myself. Now, those of you who don't know, you arm the bomb as I just done there. You get 110 points. And you camp it, basically. You watch the bomb, you don't want them to defuse it. It takes way longer to fuse, probably double the time. And that's basically Rush. I'm pretty sure I get killed here, though, by some cheeky guy. The game would have moved a lot faster if it wasn't for me dying right there. I'm sure of it. But I mean, more of a solo effort. My team could have done a lot more. But that's just basically it. Now, what else would I like to talk about? Well, I'm pretty sure I'm in a helicopter and this guy fails miserably. That is right. That's what annoys me. If you can't fly the helicopter, then don't bother at all. And what happens is he ejects really nicely and just floats away. Because obviously I can't realise when I'm in the gunner that I'm going to crash. I mean, I sort of guessed it. But he floats away nicely and I die, and it's just like unlucky. Well, it's his fault. That shouldn't happen, but that's just poor teammates. I'll try and get in this tank here, but no. He runs off. He's in my squad. I'm on my headset. I'm telling him off. I'm like, come back, pick me up, but no. That's how much of a good ladsy team I have, And ladsy being a key word here, because I believe that's right. Now, those of you who don't know, what I've just done is I've looked at my enemy and I've clicked the select button. Now what clicking the select button does is it marks the enemy. Now if you shoot someone in this game or your gun goes off, you don't show up on the minimap. It's not like Call of Duty. They have to be marked or spotted by someone else. So some guy can be sniping, camping from the other side of the map and not be seen on the minimap once the whole game because no one's actually spotted him. So this game is very stealthy in a way, and I pistol whip this guy pretty nicely, and I think I keep going with the pistol here, but that's quite nice. Now, on to the fact of spotting enemies. Now, clicking select allows you to have an orange marker, or like blue, placed above the enemy. And they also show up on the minimap for your team to see. Now, if your whole team works together and you're all being you're spotting the whole team on the minimap, it will just work very well. Now, the fact that you spot an enemy just makes it that much easier in this game, because like Call of Duty, when you've got a UAV up, it's so much easier to see and just be able to play the game. Now, if you don't have that in this, you just don't know where your deaths are coming from. I mean, I still don't know half the time where my deaths are actually coming from. But that's what's sort of the fact that I don't like about this game, and I do find myself raging a fair bit. See, I just spotted the guy then on the turret. Immediately when I look at him, you click select first. Before you even shoot, you click select. I did it again right there. It immediately shows him on the map to every single person on the team. And the reason I just chucked a medic kit there to me is because if I face fire, which I think I actually do, I'm able to heal instantly, basically. It's a bit of a cheap tactic, but that's how the game should be played. And, on spotting, you can spot all the vehicles, because some people don't see them. Like, you spot helicopters in the air, you spot boats coming across the water towards you. That's how it works. Spotting is an essential part of the game, and you have to do it. If you don't spot, your team is not going to win. Just face it. Like, if people don't know how to spot and you find them in a game, please tell them. As more people that know about spotting, it just makes it a better game for all. Just hands down, easily a better game for all. Now, jump in the boat again because, you know, it's the quickest way to get around without getting seen. I've got no idea I'm basically there. I mean, they could have spotted me, but I haven't really realised it. But I think I just make the push here again. Now, I'm sorry that my screen keeps going black or like cutting out. I'm pretty sure it's just to do with my recording. I clicked the wrong frames per second setting, you know, because it's on Call of Duty. But that's another thing. This game runs at 30 frames per second. You'd think an action-packed game like this, really fast-paced, would run at 60 frames per second. Now, Call of Duty runs at a 60 frame per second rate, and you just look how crisp it actually is. Just the way that it works and it flows. I just reckon it works tremendously. It does great things for a game, and you know, 60 frames per second is, you know, the current industry standard, you know, in most games. And that's what, you know, more frames. It's just better graphics. It's just how things are going to work. And I'm not blabbing on the graphics here because they are absolutely amazing. I mean, just look at them. But I mean, the PC version is even better, obviously. But I mean, the fact that this game runs at 30 frames per second, it could just do with a 60 frame per second game, and it would make it that much more crisp, smooth, and it would just work well. And I think I just keep getting picked off as I try and make the push to the thing because no teammates are running with me. And I think at one point I look back and there's half my team sniping in the back mountains trying to get, you know, they'll get 2 kills in a game at most. Like, because what happens is when you snipe in this game is there's bullet drop, you know, it takes in all effects and you got to shoot way above their head if you're shooting at long range for it to be effective, because there's some serious bullet drop. Not only when sniping, there's bullet drop. Say if I've got my M16 right here and I'm trying to shoot some guy in the mountains in the distance, I have to shoot above him because my bullets actually go down. And it's quite, you know, it adds a whole different aspect to the game. It's not just simple point and shoot like Call of Duty. It actually adds a really harder aspect to the game, and I personally find myself really struggling at times to actually get on the actual target, to be honest. You know, you get the hit marker, but by the time you get the second one in, they've already run off. And as I unlock the foregrip here, which helps tremendously with the M16 in terms of recoil and whatnot. Now, another thing I want to talk about this game is sort of the other game modes, you know. It's got Team Deathmatch, you know, Deathmatch, I think, and Rush, and a game mode that I want to discuss called Conquest. Now, Conquest is sort of exactly like Domination in Call of Duty, except you can capture a flag from quite more of a distance away. Now, there is a large section, you know, where you can capture this flag on, and it allows you to capture things behind more cover, and it just adds a really harder aspect to the game in terms of defending a flag. Now, but once you capture a flag, it goes neutral, and when it's neutral, no one's getting points for it, like, you know, in Call of Duty how your point goes up to 200 and you get 3, and every 5 seconds another point is added depending on how many flags you have. But in this, your score runs down from 200 and works on the same sort of system. I think it's every like 7 seconds though, and I get absolutely ramaged there by a mine on my tank, this little smartass, level 12. Level 12 is quite high considering the game only came out yesterday. But yeah. Now, what I want to talk to you about is simply the fact that this Conquest game mode provides all sorts of shit, because the fact that you spawn from different sections of the map, and also in combined with capturing flags at different sections, it can be really hard to control and engage the map, you know. And once you capture the flag after it's neutral as well, you know, it adds just a completely different aspect. I think I have a pretty nice kill with this guy. He's hiding behind this little barrier here. I might get him. I think I end up pistol whipping him, but not him. I think it's another guy. But I mean, nah, don't worry. I'm just trying to make an aggressive push here, as I do in Call of Duty, but it's not Call of Duty, it's Battlefield, and I learned from that by that. Now, how many times am I going to say that? But anyway, Conquest is like domination, except your score goes down, and you try and make the enemy score go down. So you're not actually trying to increase your score, the enemy score is counting down from 200, and that's how it sort of works in that way. But I mean, this game is wrapping up. Our team only has 7 more lives, 6 more now, until we can make the push towards the next base, but it's obviously not going to happen. Oh, I think I might get a plant off, but I think it's too late. Oh no, it might not be in this game. I'm still picking off this guy behind the barrier, but you know, as you can see on my mini-map, my whole team is behind me, and I spawn and I'm already ahead of them. That's just like the commitment. There's just not doing anything. But as the game ends here, I think so, there's probably 1 life left. Yeah, I lost. Well, I'm Moe, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm Moe.